Hello Plenty of Mashers and welcome back to the channel. Today we're setting up a whole new journal for the second half of 2022 and of course doing an August monthly setup. Now there is one thing I want to mention. So I know that I always recommend people to use a square journal and telling how I'm super in love with this format. But for this setup, I'm actually going back to an A5. And there is a really good reason behind that. So within a half a year, I'm kind of hoping to have some really big changes in my life. And once that happens, I actually want to start a whole new journal. And with a square journal, it lasts for a whole year. Last journal I started was a square one, and I did start it in August 2021. And here we are, the whole year, just with one journal. But I know an A5 will probably last me until January or February, which is perfect because this is exactly when I'm hoping big things will start happening. So with that out of the way, I hope you're excited to see what I created because I'm definitely excited to share it with you. And if you're new here, my name is Masha and I'm creating videos on bullet journaling, doodling, creativity. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always know when I release a new video. Okay, let's get planning. That's the journal I chose. The cover is super cute and it's made of this rubbery material. I just fell in love with it the moment I saw it. And I'm going to be using a lot of different supplies, including some Archie & Olive monthly kits. So I won't talk much about it. You can find all the links in the description. Here's the cover of the journal, and I don't usually do much with it, but ever since July, I was obsessed with creating those washi tape backgrounds. And since I got so much washi from the monthly kits, I just wanted to use them. And well, that took a while, I will not lie, but I really like the way it came out. And here is coming my first mistake for the journal. I feel like this is the theme for this journal already because almost every page I've created has some kind of a mistake that I had to fix, whether it's a big one or a small one, but that's just what it is. So it's kind of funny. But in case you missed it, the mistake here that I skipped one row of that teacup washi tape. And so I still wanted to have the space to write down the number of my journal, which is number 6. That's my 6th bullet journal. The date when I started and when I'm finishing it. And of course the name. So from my last journal, I started adding names to my different journals and I kind of like it. I got it from this amazing bullet journal YouTuber. I'll leave her account in the description. But yeah, I really like this idea. I started doing it, and of course this journal had to be no drama Yama because, well, there is a Yama on the cover, but also because I'm kind of trying to learn to be more accepting and less dramatic about different difficulties I'm having in my life. And so that's my word of the year page, but it's actually not the word of the year. I do a word like twice a year. First time when I start a journal, and sometimes I switch the word when the new year comes and I feel like I really need a new word. This is the first word for this journal. And as you can see, I have several things I made wrong here. First of all, I really don't like that purple color of the year words. And secondly, I realized it's not really well balanced, so I had to come up with some kind of a solution to add some kind of a decoration on the bottom so the page is kind of more balanced. Next, up is the future log, and I don't think my journal will last for the entire year, but I like having the entire year overview. That way I can plan better, like all the deadlines and payments and stuff like that. And here is another mistake I made. So my zebra mind liner actually started picking up some of the black pen residue on my stencil. So the beautiful yellow does not look so beautiful anymore, but that's fine. Oh yes, and one more mistake was that one of the months is a little bit offset, like one of this circle with the letter of the month is one box to the right, but that's okay. I think this journal is about me embracing imperfections and, you know, just enjoying things for what they are. You probably saw that there was an empty page there, and that is because this is a spread for my vision board. I don't create vision boards for the new year. Every time I start a new journal is when I create a vision board. And it's kind of a big thing for me. Like, I need to sit down, I need to think about it, I need to plan it a lot. So I usually record a separate video, but anyways, it's coming. I promise. It's not gonna be like 2 years ago where I said I'll do it and then I actually never did my vision board because just life got on the way. This time I have a clear vision. I just need to get all the supplies ready and just plan it out. But anyways, the page that I never skip anymore is my About Me page. And this is something I do at the beginning of every journal. And it's kind of just a check on myself, like what's happening? What are some things I'm struggling with? What are some things I'm loving about my life? Just to kind of see what was my mindset and my feelings when I started a journal. I think it's really fun, and I feel like it's going to be very interesting in the future. When I go through my journals, I can see what was going on in my life when I was using them. And I don't have like a set idea or set design for all my About Me pages. Every time I kind of include something different. This time I decided to include more of the positive things, like things that make me happy, things I'm grateful for, just because it's something I'm trying to train myself at, to just be more positive and just see more of the positive things that happen in my life, not just concentrating on all the issues. And I don't remember which TV show this came from, but this phrase, not great, not terrible, really kind of sits in my head, and I felt like it's such a perfect way to describe what's happening in my life right now. But that's another mistake. So I did not like how it looked with that leftover yellow paper. So instead I added this comfy sticker, which was perfect to kind of symbolize that I finally managed to create a little comfort zone for myself. And then I just added the not great, not terrible as a text. And the final touch is things I am grateful for. because, well, I always try to do my best and concentrate on things I'm grateful for and actually be grateful for them. Okay, the next spread is my goals, and I'll be honest, I created goal spread in my previous journal as well, and I never used it. I was like, yeah, I'll fill it out later. And then, life keeps changing, my goals keep changing. So I kind of just never used it. So this time I went for it. I wrote down what are my goals as I see them right now. But here's a trick. I kind of always treat my goal spread as like goals wish list. Like I always allow myself to change the goals depending on what changes happen in my life, or if it's something I don't want to do at all. So yeah, that's kind of a spread I wanted to have, just to kind of have a moment of thinking of what are some things I want right now. But I totally realized that things might change. And that's my other mistake. When I finished the goal spread, I really didn't like it. I thought it looked just okay, nothing special. So I was like, you know what? I think I can do it better. And that's my way of doing it better. So I used my Archery Olive notepad and I covered the entire page. And I think it's actually the first time I am doing it. And honestly, I really, really love the way it came out. Like the paper quality is the same as the journal and it fits perfectly. And because I've been using so much washi tape, it's not weird that there is this big piece of washi tape on the left. It looks just naturally like it was just a part of the decoration idea. So yeah, now I'm really, really, really loving this page. And I kind of went crazy with all the washi and stickers. And I understand that was not the original idea. I wanted to leave some space to add later more goals. But honestly, once I started decorating, I just lost it. And it's time to do my August setup. And the theme is kind of tropical leaves, tropical summer. It definitely was heavily inspired by March Archery Olive subscription box, which was tropical themed and was absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'm kind of challenging myself to just use the items from the box. Thankfully, it has some amazing things like stickers and washi tapes and pens. So basically everything I need for a theme. And this time it's not acrylograph pens, it's actually calligraph pens. And I usually work better with brush pens. So that was a win-win situation for me. This is also a little callback to my May 2018. That was my first bullet journal, and I had this tropical theme for May, and it's kind of fun to see how my style changed, my supplies and everything. I can't really find this photo. It's been so long, but I remember very well creating this theme. And yeah, it's just kind of fun to redo old themes and see how your interpretation of them changed. So I was done with the page, but I still had that nagging feeling that I might add some more washi, and I did, and I think it was a great idea. I'm kind of been obsessing with washi tapes, and I'm really happy about it because I have so many and I barely ever use it. So yay for me finally using this stationer I actually bought. Okay, so for monthly log, we're going with a calendar, and it's kind of fun to go back to an A5 format because you can do things very differently. For example, here I have this big calendar monthly log, but I also have enough space to do like a brain dump. And I also have some extra space, which I'm just going to use for decorating. And it's not like a square journal doesn't have enough space. It has too much space. That's actually my problem, that sometimes I just feel like it's too much space. And of course, because like the size is different and the format is very different, so you had to adapt a lot of the usual setups to that square design. And I don't know, it's just nice to go back to an A5. I know that my next one will still be probably a square journal because I just love this idea of having one journal for an entire year. And I don't know, square journal is still my thing. But for now, it's an A5 and I'm really enjoying it. Next up is a habit tracker. And I wonder if you can spot the mistakes I made here. Well, not yet, but they're coming. I went with a separate calendars for each habit tracker just because it's just such a convenient way to do it. And my mistakes, there they come. So first of all, I was thinking about the word tracker so much that when it was time to write habit, I actually started with writing a T. So you can see my H in habit is kind of weird. And the second error is that I was actually planning to have those green highlighted areas separate for each calendar. But I kind of mixed it up a little bit, and on the first row, I made it a little bit longer than it should have been. So, well, to fix that, I decided, fine, we'll just do a full line of color. Again, none of these are really big things and they are easy to fix and they're not even that noticeable. But I know when you set up your journal, you often feel like things have to be perfect, and it's very upsetting when they're not. So I kind of just wanted to show that even though I've been bullet journaling for such a long time, I still make mistakes all the time. And I think the most important thing is to teach yourself not that it's not the end of the world, basically. Next up is the mood tracker, and I kind of went crazy drawing 31 different leaves here, but I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to do something creative and dated so I don't slack off and not use my mood tracker like sometimes it happened in July. It took a very long time, I'll be honest with you. And I kind of had to make some leaves too small, but it had to be done. And the final spread is my gratitude log. Again, nothing too complicated, just the header. And that's my August and my mid-year bullet journal setup. Let me know in the comments what was your theme for this month, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep bullet journaling and don't be a blob. Bye!